Hey everyone, this is Lou Johnson for Run It Once, and today I've got a very special video for you guys. We are going to go back to 2022 and relive a session that I played on GG old high-stakes VIP games before they removed. This is me, this is my old username before I was real named. I believe I was planning to make a video series out of this for Run It Once, and then for whatever reason didn't get around to it. The other day, by chance, I stumbled across it, and for reference, I am now recording this in 2026, so this is 3.5 years later, from June 2022 to January 2026, and I've not been through this footage. You've got some real big names on the tables, so let's jump in, shall we? It's going to be more of a chill video. We're going to jump into some Paque when it comes up, but really, it's just going to be what's changed in my game in the last 3.5 years. I can tell you off the bat a lot has changed. So we're going to see how many mistakes I'm making, how much money I punted away. We've got bottom right tabled against Kevin Paque, who has been doing very well in the recent high stakes cash game world championship. We're playing him heads up at 20k. In hindsight, not a fantastic idea, especially with the rake on GG, but yeah, my younger, more naive self thought that was a good idea apparently. Got Queen 9, pretty standard defend here versus a third pot. These games are obviously running around Imagine King, who you're seeing on all the tables, minus the heads up. Back then, I was very mindful on timing, so even if you're seeing a very straightforward decision, you're still going to see me take a reasonable amount of time so as to not give away any timing tells. Pretty straightforward fold on the turn there. You can definitely continue some king jacks. You really need the 2 overcards to the 10 there, so you're drawing 2 times the top pair. John So, top left. I remember him being some kind of weaker regular, not a recreational. 8-7 just standard call. Swing and a miss. 10-8 in hindsight. Yeah, I think with the rake, this is a good fold, especially if I remember John was a little bit tight as well. In today's games where I am playing on lower rake sites, I would defend the 10-8 offsuit there versus the 2.2, but on GG, that seems like a reasonable fold. Looks like I was just looking at a hand there between 2 players. Let's see what happens. So Wiktor opens 2.2 called. He's going to have a wide opening range because we've got Imagine King in the big blinds. He bets half pots. Can't see the board on 7-7 deuce. Okay. Brian check raises. Check, half pot stab, check, shove, call. Limitless has King 7, so very standard line, all intents and purpose. Wouldn't play many or any 3 bets on the flop, so yeah, he plays the hand well. What does Brian have? Brian has, oh, the boat. Okay, so just a caller. It looks like I just watched what happened, and then yeah, it ends up being not very interesting, to be honest. 10%, which is a very good sizing in heads up on the ace queen deuce. This is annoyingly going to target my hand here. There's nothing I can do. I've got exactly the worst hand in the range. Actually, yeah. I can't see a worse hand than that, maybe 9-6, but yeah, it's I've not got much going on, have to fold even versus just 10% there. 7-5, I should be 3-betting, facing an open. That's not changed in my game. Going to be always raising this hand at 110 blinds. Should see me do that. Yeah, I did not RNG here. I've gone, okay, so I used to 3-bet bigger. Nowadays I would go around 10, not 11. Not a huge difference, but small. We can sometimes defend the 7-5 to a 4 bets. King 10, top right, going to range bets. Would imagine I'm doing this. I'm still, oh, okay, back then I'm playing the min-open strategy. I don't do that anymore. I play 2.2. If you open min, you're going to get to bet more often because the big blind's got a wider range and misses the board. So this would be a range bet for me now and definitely then. Oh, wow. Folded and saw the 8-5-5 bad fold from me, but yeah, I think that's it's like a cool 10-15% of the time, so majority fold. Not playing any re-raise. Don't think I was back then. I didn't RNG, so yeah, presuming I've got no re-raising at all in this spot. Would expect Kevin to be going with an overbet check on the turn. He's just representing King, Queen plus if he bets the turn here, so probably he bets 17 big blinds or nothing at all. And my King 10 is An awkward situation, but I think it does need to press call here, especially with the red king blocking all of the king 5, king deuce. He only bets pot, which is a little bit surprising. Definitely an easy call, faces that, versus that sizing. You can see me taking my time just to not give anything away. Not a very good river, definitely beneficial to Kevin. I would have 6-4 here because of Imagine King in the small blind, but usually I don't have much of that. And I would have less of the ace-4 because Kevin can bet more ace-4 than I can call on the turn. I can only call one combo of ace-4, which is the green combo. Ace-7 bottom right, I like checking here and going with a very polarized sizing and hand choice. And river, I think I should be betting here just because I'm blocking his bluffing range. Would like to see myself do that. I know why I'm going to check, so I had a heuristic here. We're going to look at this one actually. The first hand that we're going to jump into Paque, I know exactly why I've checked, even though it was 3.5 years ago. It's because on these 4 Broadway textures in late position, you typically don't play small sizes. Let's just test that. So we've got ace queen 6. Also, we're facing a min open. I think Kevin's misclicked. He doesn't usually open min. You just saw a moment ago he opened 2.2 and I 3-bet the 7-5. So we're going to ignore the fact that he's min opened here and we're going to look at a standard heads up tree. Board is ace queen 6. Suits are going to be a little bit different in terms of the colors, but theoretically they're going to be the same. You've got the ace queen of the same suit, just like the ace queen here of the same suit. They're just red and not black now. So check, check. Turn was a jack, and then the king completes the flush and the straight. I think you should have small bets here. Yes, I'm not going to play 2/3 actually. I'm just going to play an overbet and a check. That's just my approach. And I believe if we do end up having this approach, my a7 should be a bet here. So it looks like I made a mistake. Let's see. Yeah, a7, just a pure bet here. You can size up with the spade, otherwise you're sizing down. So yeah, it just looks like a clear mistake from me to not find that. So mistake number 1 that I make then and not now. What does Kevin show? Was I rewarded for my mistake or not? King 10, top right, really awkward spot now. To be honest with you, I don't think this is the kind of spot that's going to be bluffed enough at all. Just because of the check raise flop barrel turn. Bottom right, Kevin shows queen 8. So yes, if I had blocked, he would have potentially called that hand. So I may have cost myself some money there. And also just strategically, it's a better bet than a check. So don't like my line. And king 10, I don't mind overfolding, even versus a fantastic player who is very, very capable. I don't think he is going to show me enough bluffs. And my hand is surely either just a losing call or perhaps calling at a very low frequency. So this is something like call 15% of the time or never call at all. And I'm not going to gamble on the 15% because there's a chance that it's already losing. And I don't think there's really any world that Kevin is over bluffing. I think there's only a world that he's got enough bluffs or not enough. So on that basis, I'm going to just pure fold and gamble on making a small frequency error. I should not be calling this. I'd be surprised if I did. These hands are long enough ago that I don't remember, honestly. Seems like a good fold from me. Even today, I think I'm folding versus most players. Unless they're particularly spicy, then I'm not going to entertain one pair calls there. Even with the red king blocking the king 5, not interested, to be honest. Here, bottom right, for sure. So it's interesting, right? Kevin in the last hand min-opened, which was a misclick. And then the next hand, he's donked. So he is probably playing too many tables right now. And you can see he's playing all the tables I'm involved in. So he's playing at least 4, if not more. Probably playing other sites. And yeah, even at high stakes, players are butchering these, let's call them like your professional soft skills. Back-to-back hands, he's doing some wonky stuff. Interesting. What do we do versus the donk? I guess we just press call. Not that I've never studied this spot. But yeah, we definitely can't fold an ace. Would expect him to shut down now. If I remember correctly, he's got queen jack. I don't know why. That's just like a random ring in the back of my mind of what I thought I saw. Let's see if my gut is right about that. I don't know. It rings a bell, let's say. Should be checking here, by the way. Not sure why I'm sizing to bet. Really clean run out. All of his random bluffs on the flop have missed here. So definitely got decent showdown. I wouldn't even hate betting here, to be honest. Did he have queen jack? No, he has king 5. Okay, so I'm not sure why I thought he had queen jack. Yeah, definitely he just randomly misclicked there. So 2 hands against Kevin. We've got top left, min opening the queen 10. I'm probably going to get a lot of comments as to why I was playing this game. So this was when I wasn't known on GG, obviously with my screen name. So I was hoping to have some kind of edge because I've played against all the players on the table. I've played a lot against Kevin. I played a lot against him on PokerStars before he got really well known. So I felt like that was a good enough reason. In hindsight, I wouldn't say it was reckless, but it was definitely risky. And this bottom right table, there is absolutely no way I'm plus EV with the rake. I would back myself at that point in my career, 2022, where I don't think Kevin was playing much heads up, but I think I was playing way more. I would back myself to not be a loser in a rakeless game, but GG is not rakeless at all. So I don't like myself playing this game at all. The other tables, they seem fine. I've got Jesus' seat on the top left. Imagine King was not particularly bad to play to his right. He wasn't super spicy, so at least the top 2 tables I think are fine. Bottom left is definitely questionable. Probably a losing seat, bottom left as well, just because I've got the worst seats and I've got 4 fantastic players. Okay, so we got a couple of interesting spots. Firstly, ace queen. I've gone with my trademark small 3-bet. I've range bet the flop, and I'm going to bet the turn. Probably going to go with a large sizing here, basically. Should be going 26 blinds. I would like to see myself do that. Today, I would go 26 blinds. Bottom left, I like my 3-bet, just RNGing. And bottom right, today I would go with a 2 big blind probe, and I would probe a lot of my range here. Just saying to Kevin that I've got more of this lower end board, and he's got more of the high end cards, which are not very good on this board. So I like a depolar 40 to 50% sizing. Let's see what I do here. And I would bet my hand every time as well, by the way. Jack of diamonds and the 6, 2 overcards, the 5, gut shots. Okay, similar idea, B50, I like it. Jack 10, B70 check. You can see I've gone there already, so I'm playing well. My hand seems like a mix. You can see my Jack and 10 are both offsuit to the 9, which is really, really nice, blocking 2 of those combos. I think it's okay. I would rather have Jack Diamond 10 spade, but it's not a bad combo. I think it's definitely fine to bet. Top right, so we defend multi-way versus Imagine King and Wiktor. He leads out small. I guess we just call here. You can definitely have a raising range, but this is not the hand to raise. I'm really curious what I do top left. I don't like half pot. This is not good. I want to go bigger. I want to go pot here. This is a mistake. Mistake number 2. Here's a spot top right now. Wiktor can definitely do some funky stuff on flop, but when he gets called twice and a Badoogie King comes in, I don't think he's bluffing. I don't think this is a very good spot to continue bluffing the turn. Not that he's not bluffing the flop, but if he does bet the turn, really for any sizing, I'm not going to give him enough bluffs. Especially if he sizes up, then for sure he's not bluffing enough. And I would say that's pretty true in 2022 and in 2026. It's not a good spot to bluff on the Badoogie turn out of position to 2 players at all. Queen 10, I'm going to mostly bet this actually. The A7-3 is a very good texture for me. Kevin's in the tank bottom left. Fun stuff going on. This is a fun video to make. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Jack 10 Oh, okay. All right, so Wiktor does size up top right. Obviously, we fold. Would like to see showdown here if we see it. Jack 10 looks like I'm firing again and I'm going for a big sizing. I'm probably going to go B60 here. Yeah, I'm going B60. I don't mind this. I've got the heart, which is now favorable for me, just unblocking some of those calls. Like he can call Jack 10 of clubs, but not Jack 10 of hearts. So that's a combo that I don't block. I am still blocking those Jacks and 10s and Jack 9, 10, 9. So yeah, you know what? This seems like a reasonable find. Definitely you have to mix this. But I'm a fan. I think this is a good find. I'm glad that I'm sitting 20k and I'm not bitching out of these spots because I do think this is a legit find. We're going to actually look at this Empire. I'm curious. So we've got 964. We'll look at the B70 only. So 964 rainbow. Big blind button. So we have the Jack to the 4, 10 offsuits. This. You can see the Jack 10 is finding its way into a C-bet about half the time for a big sizing. And on the Badoogie turn 4, oh, it's even a pure bet. Good for me. I wouldn't have done that today. I wouldn't have pure bet. And you can see you can go half or B60. I've gone with this B60 sizing. If we subtree for that, it should be just fine. I'm proud of myself. 3.5 years ago, looks like I was playing good poker, even at 20k, where it's easy not to take these marginal spots. But actually, it's not marginal. It's just winning. 237 versus 267. That's $60 at 20k now. $60 extra in the bets. Well, let's see if it was profitable. Let's see if he actually called. But yeah, looks like a good bet here. I wouldn't have thought that was pure, actually. I would have thought that was a mix. Today, I would have found that the majority of the time, but not always. He does fold. Good for me. Queen 10, we're going to check, surrender, the bottom right. And pocket queens. I don't hate occasionally playing a cold call here if there's a really spicy wreck in the big blind, just hoping they squeeze, but I imagine king was not that kind of player, so I always 3-bet. Queen 10 we're probably going to lose unless he's got the same hand as me. Ace king bottom left is a range bet, back then and even today. Queens I've RNG'd, I've rolled low, which is aggressive for me. And if I bet I'm going to be sizing up here, I'll show you the breakdown of that. So we have the 965 rainbow. It's not a very frequent bet board, but if you do bet, you're going to size up. You can go 50 or 70, nothing small, nothing bigger, and I'm going with the 70% here. Seems good. Queens is going to be a majority bet you would have to expect. Maybe not too much of a majority, but it's going to be in there more than half the time. 60% seems good. Queen 10 definitely taking showdown here. Do I have the same hand as him? Oh, I have a better hand. Nice. I don't know why I put the emoji there. Ace king. Definitely. Firstly, I'm not sure why Wiktor's raised so small. Actually, I know why he's raised so small. I'm going to just presume he thinks I'm a recreational player or some kind of bad regular. I don't think he thinks I'm strong. Well, maybe I was never strong, but I think this small raise is indicative of him trying to get out of line versus me in some way, because it's obviously a polarized spot for him to raise. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm getting too good of a price here. And this is also a scrolled raise. It's not a hockey raise. He's gone to exactly 4 blinds. So yeah, I think versus this, I like playing lots of re-raise basically. One thing I can tell you is that 3.5 years ago, I was a lot more theoretical than I am today, in the sense that today, I've still got a good theory understanding, but I am a lot more adaptive to the game flow and the exploits. So when Wiktor raises small, he's either raising nothing or he's raising a marginal value hand like ace 10. If he's got pocket deuces, if he's got ace jack, he's going to raise bigger. So what I should do here every time exploitatively is just always re-raise, because I'm never beat. I'm safe to say I'm never beat here. If he thinks I'm a recreational, he's going to either call to let me blow up, or he's going to raise big to obviously nut pedal. Raising small is never the play you do versus a recreational here with a nutted hand. So therefore I should re-raise. Looks like I did RNG this, so I wasn't aware of the game flow. The problem is, if you sit a game like this, and you sit it because you think you've got an edge, because I know him but he doesn't know me, I'm defeating the point of that by then not adapting to the game. So that's a pretty large mistake. Yeah, and he bets one big blind. So for sure he thinks I'm a fish. I also have a funny story about this. So there was another hand that I played against Wiktor where he defended the big blind versus my middle position open, and then he donked one big blind, and he wrote in the chat, because I took a long time what to do versus the one big blind, he wrote in the chat, "Is your bot broken?" So I think later on, before I got real named, he went from thinking I was a recreational player to thinking I was a bot, which I guess is a compliment. Maybe he was trying to provoke me here, in the sense he's trying to work out if I'm a malfunctioning bot when he bets one big blind. But yeah, anyway, he's not playing theory versus me, let's say that. We should obviously, God, I'm cringing at myself. I'm RNGing this. Oh no, I'm RNGing the king 8, fine. I should obviously raise the turn with ace king. Oh, god damn it. This is just such a bad play. Because if he's just got ace 8 or something, jack 9, yeah, something like that. He would obviously go big with a good hand. This is so bad from me. So bad. I think my main improvement since recording this video, or rather since playing the session, is that I'm a lot better at exploiting. A lot better. King 8 now, I should just bet, I think. Exploitatively, theoretically you're mixing. I should bet. I don't think players are bluffing enough in the check bet line, to be honest. So again, another missed bet here. In theory, this is a mix, I'm pretty sure. In practice, I think the way this works, if you've got ace 8, you check. If you've got king 8, you mix. If you've got queen 8 and below, you probably always bet. And the way that works is... sorry, just cut up my cough, please. The reason why that is the ace 8... Sorry, we'll start again. The reason why that is the ace 8 blocks in positions checkbacks. The most common hand in position plays check with is going to be some random ace. So if you've got ace 8, you're blocking them from checking and therefore unblocking them from betting, which is really good when you've got ace 8. King 8 is kind of doing the same job, but less efficiently, especially with king of spades, because king of spades would sometimes bet flop, sometimes bet turn. So I think I should just bet this combo. And exploitatively, I don't think players bluff when they've missed flop and turn, because flop is a fine bet, turn is a fine bet. So another missed bet, I would say, exploitatively. Yeah, the ace king and the king 8, if you were to run them, are fine checks, or finely played, but exploitatively, they're butchered. Kevin does leave. That's a nice feeling, even now, knowing that he left playing versus me. Although, let's face it, he probably left because the rake's so goddamn high. It may have not been down to me at all. Ace 10 min opening, definitely a marginal open here, but with the green big blind. By the way, green, I haven't said, is a nitty recreational. I've kind of alluded to that already with Imagine King. King Jack Deuce, it's not a range check. So many players, even today, are still a little bit lost with how to play out of position versus button cold calls. A good tip for you is you like king high boards, you like the rainbow boards, and you like both of those even more if you're under the gun. So therefore, a king high rainbow board when you're under the gun is a really high frequency c-bet, even if you're out of position versus the button. Okay, turn, we've got an interesting spot. Don't mind finding the bet. It's definitely a mix here. I would for sure rather have the ace 3, ace 5 than the ace 10, just because the ace 10 is blocking a few too many folds to the same hand, like ace 10, like queen 10, like 10, 9. So ace 3, ace 5 definitely is better. But I don't hate it. I think you're supposed to find this hand some of the time. It looks like a size to half pot there. You can go small, you can go big. I actually think both are okay. Very different systems. And on the river, I believe surrendering is the best play here. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to give up this one. I wonder what I did. You can see I'm moving the mouse around, which is indicative of I don't know what to do. I've still got that kind of unconscious habit. I think this is the right line. I don't think bluffing is correct, and then we should just check fold. Let's run this though. Let's see. So I should just snap fold here, blocking his bluffs. And I think he's supposed to bluff some ace-10 himself, so I'd even be bluff losing. I wouldn't even be bluff catching. Let's see what we should be doing in this hand here. I'm curious. So we'll go with the situation here, king, jack, deuce, under the gun. Here you can see betting the majority of the time with our range for a small sizing. I have this combo. I have ace to the king, mostly bet, call. Turn is a rag 4. It does pure give up. I think that's because of the ace of spades. If you make it ace of clubs, yeah, there is some betting going on, but the ace of spades is just too expensive. Okay, fair enough. You also can see, by the way, you can go with the middling approach of B50, or you can go with a very polarized approach of pot, of bet. Different systems, both are going to be the same EV, so it's a pick your poison. In today's game, I would probably decide on who I'm against. So back when I recorded the video, I think I was playing B50 only. Nowadays, I'm going to decide, is it B50 only or is it overbet only, depending on who I'm against. And you can see here the ace-3, ace-5 are just better hands all round, just unblocking the folds. And you've got more implied odds, I think, if you hit as well, to your straights. Check, check, 7 flush completing. And we do just surrender, even more so with ace of spades. So it looks like I played the hand well overall. Oh, and didn't go through it. Although you can see your checking EV is 0, which means that you must be folding versus the bet. Yeah, and you're overfolding this spot as well, which makes a lot of sense. 10-9 suited top left could be interesting. Depends what happens. Oh, never mind, not interesting at all. King, queen, I've rolled low, so going to be 3-betting sometimes. Still using the same sizing, 2.5 to 12 is what I do. I start sizing up my 3-bets as I get deeper. So yeah, my 3-bet sizing has not changed, I think, at all in 6-handed. In heads up, I've reduced it a little bit. Am I getting 4-bet here? If so, I just muck. It's a shame. $2,400 that 3-bet cost me. Sick. I don't like playing, I don't play 20k now anymore. In fact, I would say over the last 3 years, my average stake has gone down, even though my skill has gone up. And that's mainly because I don't have the mental appetite. Like, this was a younger version of me who was a lot more apt at taking big shots. Yeah, this was before I got married and before I really appreciated the money. So when I got into poker, I always told myself I wouldn't play for the money. And I stuck true for a long time. But over the last few years, I think since I got married, I just became a bit more conservative with that. And suddenly playing 20k now, 10k now, even 5k now sometimes is not so appealing to me. Playing for huge amounts of money, having 6-figure downswings, I just don't have the appetite. I used to be able to lose 100k, and provided I played well, I was always happy. Truly, I was always happy. I was always a happy camper, provided I was happy with my play. I had a real strong mindset. Nowadays, I could lose half of that and be very, very devastated, regardless of how well I played. It's just how the mind changes, I guess, getting older. Okay, pocket eights, min open, call. I think I'm just always betting here versus a player like him. Firstly, he's not going to bluff into me enough on the turn. And secondly, I just wanted my equity. Checking, I don't really find out where I am. Looks like I'm loading a fourth table here. Back when I could play on PokerStars, I missed that site. Today, I would go B40. Not that it's much different. I don't think I really had much B40 in my game. He goes pretty fast. Wouldn't hate a C-bet. Wouldn't hate a check. I think I like this. This is a great play. 3.5. I like this a lot. He's not the kind of recreational to bluff the river enough. So I like charging him here. Fast call. Or I even get greedy on the river. Yeah, I don't mind this. I think today I would go 2. Oh, wow. Do I go exactly 2? 2.5? 2? Wow, that's so cool that I'm in the same mind. Oh, never mind. 2, 3. Yeah. If he raised me here, I may even be calling, even though I've told you guys that he's a very tight recreational, because when I go half pot flop, third pot turn, I'm expecting a strong hand to show itself already by check raising one of those streets or even donking the river. So when he goes check, call, check, call, check, raise, it's actually quite suspicious here. I think you're more likely to run into a hand like 5, 6, 4, 3, ace, deuce. Yeah, I like my line there a lot. So against recreationals, I've always been very, very exploitative, obviously, as everyone is. Against regulars, that's where I really didn't have the awareness to exploit like I do these days. Pocket deuces, top right. Would like to see myself bet here. Checking is not bad because he is tight, so he's not going to bluff me enough. However, I still think I would like to bet this one just because you've got the backdoor straight and there's no good turns outside of a deuce. I've just note taken there. I must have saw a different hand. It's good for me to do that. Queen Jack, bottom left, half or 2/3. I think I like B60 actually these days, in the middle. Jack 7, yeah, case in point. So deuces is not a bad check and flop if he's not going to bluff Jack 7 into me. And also I should be noting this, I hope I do, the cold call pre-flop and the fact that he doesn't bluff. It's good. Queen Jack bottom left, I definitely like betting the majority of the time. Whether or not you want to go B40, B50, B60, it doesn't matter. I've gone in the middle here. Everything is good. And I am note-taking. You can see my OCD coming out there. Rewriting the note just to put the semicolons in. All right. Queen Jack, dream turn. I can tell you, when you're playing 20k now, when you're shot taking 20k now, this is a lovely sight to see the 9 offsuit turn. I think I bet and I think he snap folds. Not to spoil anything. Yeah, I just remember. Even 3.5 years later, I still remember the really good feeling on the turn and then immediately the really bad feeling on the turn of when he folded. Cool. All right, that seems like a good place to end episode number 1 of this. I'm definitely going to make more of this. I've got a suspicion you guys are going to enjoy it. And we'll just kick off where we left off for the second episode. So let me know any questions, any feedbacks, and I will see you guys in part 2 very shortly. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye for now.